Hey, before you start watching this really interesting video, I want to urge you to like it because when you start watching, you might forget to like it. So, like it. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. I cannot wait to see your feedback about this particular video. Drop me a comment about what you learn new, if you learn anything new, and send it to your friends so that they won't make costly mistakes with their love life. Hi, welcome in. Coach Jay Thainer here, and I'm your host on the Coach Jay Thainer Show today as we talk about this scary thing that is dating and, of course, dating apps. Oh my days, when people ask me about dating apps, I'm usually skeptical to answer them because, like it says, it's a dating app, not a marriage app. So when people are looking for marriage and they get on dating apps, they're worried as to why the day they meet this guy, he wants to touch them in the cinema, he wants to kiss them when he's saying goodbye. Why are you surprised that the guy you met on a dating app wants to kiss you? That's why they're on dating apps. Real guys who are looking for a wife don't get on dating apps. And I'm going to tell you, psychologically, spiritually, and of course, emotionally, men are not as needy for a woman as the internet paints them to be. Now, husbands are needy for wives. So when a man needs a wife, he doesn't go on dating apps to look for them. When a man is looking for a fling, he gets on dating apps. So people have horrible experiences on dating apps because they're like, why is this guy wanting to touch me on our first dates? Because that's why he's there. So if there's nothing for him to gain on dating apps, he won't be there. Men are too driven to just be on some funny apps for nothing. They are looking for something. That's why they are there. If you fall prey to them and they start to take advantage of you, you gave them the room for that. So when females that I coach tell me about their experiences on dating apps, I usually tell them this one thing: be in charge. Most likely you will not meet your husband on these apps, but you learn a lot about guys. And that's something that my business did for me. When I was a masseuse, I owned a spa, right? Men were coming to look for a prey, but they didn't know that I was in charge. I knew their next move. Some would say, I want a massage. I'm not feeling so well. One was begging me one day to do a happy ending for him. Now, this is serious information for you guys. Small children, close your ears. He was begging me that his wife traveled for months and I said, no. He offered to pay ₦1,000,000. I kid you not. People who worked with me would testify. I said, no. I was in charge of what I would give in that situation. What most ladies who join dating apps do is they're accepting of everything and anything. Or he says I should meet him halfway into London. All right, I'm going to drive 2 hours and he's going to drive 1 hour and we'll meet somewhere. You're not in charge. When you use these apps, you should say, oh, when are you coming to pick me up? When are you dropping me off? You are literally preparing for the beautiful relationship you desire. So you're not getting on these apps to look for husbands. No, you can make friends there, talk about business if you're looking for, I'm on so many networking apps here in the UK and I'm not there to look for anything else but networking. So you want to be sure that you're not trying to get a husband on dating apps. Your heart is going to break. So what happens when he finds you and you people marry? He will then delete the app, right? All the side pieces and the side chickens he was talking to, he will now block them, right? Tell me. I want to know. Because people have painted dating to be scary, and that's why it will scare you if you are not in charge. When you know what you want, when you have a definition of this is what I want, I'm not going to stay out of my house by 10 p.m. because I'm somewhere with a guy, I'm in the movies with a guy. You're not in charge when you let them dictate to you. So it will be scary because people will step on you and you will accept it because you are not in charge. I don't care your temperament, phlegmatic, melancholic, sanguine, choleric. You should be in charge of how you give yourself to people and how you receive people into your life. So if you don't make this decision to cover yourself from certain things, the truth is, some people are on dating apps, yet they keep their Instagram page on private. You are antagonizing yourself when you are using dating apps, but your Instagram page is on private. Why? Because genuine people who are not desperate are on Instagram. You might post a comment somewhere and they would see your comment and reach out to you. It doesn't start with a romantic atmosphere. It's basically, oh, I met you on Instagram, nice. But when it's on dating apps, everyone is there looking for something to gigi. I don't want to speak my language now because I never refer to it in English, never. Everyone is there looking for who they will migrimog. That's what guys are on dating apps doing. I mean, it's so funny. Someone shared a post recently on Instagram saying that she went on a date with this guy she met on Tinder, and he spiked her drink and then he slept with her, only for her to come 2 days later to say, oh, it didn't happen. In fact, many years ago, I went to the studio to record a song, and one guy was just so downcast. I was asking him, what's the problem? What's going on? And he said, Guy, I just saw my babe on Tinder. And then I asked him, what are you doing on Tinder? If you don't want to see your babe on Tinder, why are you on Tinder? So dating will be scary to people who don't have a definition of what they're looking for. You'll be scared. Oh, I think when I joined Instagram, I think my page was private. But when I started to develop myself, I would put myself in the front line of the battle to see who will come and say nonsense. And then I will either ignore them. I don't want to act all like I would say many things and send them an essay. I had the liberty to ignore certain people. That's what you have when you're single. You can ignore somebody. If he says, oh, I want to hook up with you on Instagram, you see a message like that. You don't reply messages like that. So dating will be scary when you are not in charge of your life, when you're not in charge of the things you know. Let me give you an instance. I said to myself when I was single that I'm never going to talk or make friends with guys that use THK as thank and TNS as thanks, and okay, they'll say K, all those things. No wonder I married a nerd, a computer guy who says all the words and knows the meaning to every word. I was so deciding of the kind of people I let into my space. That's what you want to do for yourself. I'm not talking to you as a coach today. I'm talking to you as your friend. Because some of us, our friends are not telling us the truth. They see us getting on dating apps and they're like, maybe this is the guy that proposed to you. It's a lie. Guys are not on dating apps looking for wives. No. So dating will be scary when you let them pray you down. But when you are in charge, when you're saying, you like me? Okay, good. I'm going to give you the number to my mentor now. You're going to speak to her. See whether he will stay. I did that with my husband. I'm not telling you to do what, I saw in one book. I'm telling you what I practiced. And it just protected me. So dating was never scary for me. Never scary. I was in charge. And I say again, this has nothing to do with your temperament. Because every temperament gets hurt. Every temperament gets bruised emotionally. Every one of us. So you choose how you want to live your love life. So date with intentionality, separate and apart from confusion and cohabitation. Sex, all of this clouds your judgment. So date with clarity, so that there will be clarity on your path. There will be wisdom involved. That look at what this guy said. When you start to give sex, every time you hang out with him, sex is all that happens. And you fail to communicate. The relationship might have started with communication, but it disappears, literally. And these are things people are doing and they say dating is scary. No, you're scary. If you decide that I want to date with clarity, separate and apart from any cohabitation or sex or confusing myself with what he said and what he means. If a guy has not said he wants to marry you, he hasn't said anything. So this is the time to decide that I will only give my heart to the person who says he wants to marry me, not be with me. Because when it says, I want to be with you, you start to feel so tingly and you forget that be with you is be with you in the bed. Mommy and daddy be with you. Yes. But when he says, I want to marry you, there's commitment involved. And women, we like commitment. We just try to pretend like we don't like commitment. You like commitment. That's why when you see your friend get engaged, you're excited because that's commitment. He put a ring on the finger. Girl, he put a ring on the finger. That's the commitment that trips us, not really the ring. We desire commitment. So don't just get on any app and let anybody lie to you, even on Instagram. Because most of us who met us on the internet, the grace and mercy of God was chasing after us. Because usually it's a wild place that you really don't know who you're talking to on the other end. But if God gives you clarity and opens your eyes to see some things about the person, then of course you can give them room to be your friend. But you don't want to just be available for anyone and come tomorrow and say dating is scary or meeting new people. I have social anxiety. These are all valid, these are all valid when you have some things you need to heal from. I understand it. But using dating apps and having horrible experiences and clouding your mind with one experience and saying that's how everyone is experiencing it is not the way to go. Get out of the status quo and decide on what you want for your life. Decide on the beautiful life you desire and work towards it. Yes, you get to work towards it. Esther 2:15 says, and Esther, the niece of Mordecai, was asking for recommendations. She hadn't met the king at the time. The king just sent his previous wife out, Vashti, and wanted a new wife. Esther knew that she had to ask for recommendations. They didn't just pick her randomly. She knew something that would please the king, and that's why he chose her. That's the same thing you want to do. If you want to marry a king, if you want to be a queen, then find out what a king needs. Don't just date for dating's sake. No clarity, no definition, and come and say dating is scary. All right? I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day. Remain beautiful, remain in love. Now, if you're not in love with anyone, it means that you need to remain in love with yourself, and then you can attract someone who will love you. Remember to like this video if you like it, share with someone so that they will not be scared of commitment and deciding for themselves the love life that they desire. Coach J. Thyna signing out. Bye-bye.